Oh, wow, what a shot. That's going to be it, people.
Good afternoon, Pool Player Nation. Welcome back to Pool Dog Arena in Las Vegas for continuing coverage of this year's APA Pool Player Championships. I'm your host, Jason Bowman, and I'm joined by the Hall of Fame legend, Ava Lawrence. Ava, we've got a heavyweight battle here in the 9-ball shootout that's going to wrap up this year's Pool Player Championships. Up next is the Black Tier, $10,000 first place prize package on the line.
And again, I think a treat is coming. I've seen and heard a lot about these two players. They both played phenomenally throughout the tournament, needless to say. And they find themselves here now playing for the $10,000 first place.
Now, before we meet our finalists in the 9-ball shootout, let's give you a quick breakdown of some of the key rules here in this match. Of course, APA rules will apply. Coaching is not allowed, as this is singles or individual competition. And as I mentioned, 4 championships to be decided today, 1 in each skill level tier. In this match, we'll be watching the Black Tier, which is your skill levels 8 and 9. Now let's meet our championship finalists. First up from Richardson, Texas, we have Fahad Alrawi. And his opponent from Starkville, Mississippi, we have Sam Gilmer. And as we mentioned, this will be a $10,000 first place prize package on the line. This afternoon, the runner-up will take home a $5,000 prize package. This match will be a 65-75 race, with Fahad needing 65 points to Sam's 75 points. The players are ready to get things started. Each ball pocketed here is worth 1 point. 9-ball is worth 2 points. Let's take you down into Pool Dog Arena for the start of the 9-ball shootout Black Tier championship match. Fahad on the left, Sam on the right. Sam will win the lag and have the break.
And 10 points is the difference, as you said, in the race. And that's 1 rack. 10 points available on the table. Each rack, unless there are dead balls. And I have a feeling that it's very possible here, Jason, that the break is going to be the difference in this, controlling the cue ball, not scratching, because both of these players are obviously very good at defensive shots, at running out, at controlling the tables, so the break is going to be huge.
You're seeing some of the event by the numbers there, almost $1 million in payout awarded this week. But this is it, Ava. This is the finale, the grand finale, Black Tier.
End
15
of a
matches in 6
week,
days.
I have to say.
Yeah.
What great matches we had. That last one almost blew me away. Came down to 1 point.
Be tough to beat that match.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll see what happens here. Sam Gilmer again. Starkville, Mississippi has the break in this first match, or first rack. Big shout out to our friends at PoolDog.com, our presenting sponsor of all of our live stream coverage. And Sam is off and running with the ball pocketed on the break.
He's got an open shot at the 1 ball. Don't need to do much here. Just stop the cue ball right there and then take the cut shot on the 2. Doesn't have any angles, so it's not going to benefit him much to draw the cue ball back, because the position from 2 to 3 after that, if he stops right there, is going to be next to automatic. I think the only issue he might have would be the 6 ball. He's taking a look at that now. Is that going to be able to be made without committing a foul? It's very, very close. It's always a chance to look for a breakout, but you would like to be able to make it clean if it does pass by the 9 there.
Recognize Sam from the U.S. Amateur Championship. It was in Orlando last November.
Came a little funny. He wanted to come out way farther than that to be able to go into the rail and come across to the other side of the table. He's got an angle, but it's not much. He could follow it. But the 8 is big there, and it makes the shot a lot tougher to follow this than to hit it with low or center. See if he can draw it back. Maybe he'll just draw it back to here. But what is he going to do with the 6 after that? No, he did come around, but the 8 did come in play. The good part is he will be automatically be breaking up that 6 and 9 by making the 4. Question is, what kind of shot is he going to have afterwards, even if he does slice this in? I'm going to take an extra look at it. That's always a good idea. Make sure you come around. Really make up your mind where to hit it. Nice shot. And what's going to happen here? Haha, it came up smelling like a rose on that one. Perfect.
Again, Sam Gilmer at the table out of Starkville, Mississippi.
You want to make sure that even though he's going to get more of an angle, be careful here, because you can cheat the pocket to the right. You cannot cheat the pocket to the left here, which is what he would love to be able to do. Let's see if he plays rail first. Nice shot. All he wants to do here is just play center table position. Just go straight up. Oh, that is not what he wanted to do. Shaking his head a little bit. So he's got a tester here, Jason, to finish this rack. Most of the top players hate rolling the ball, especially when it's on the rail like this. It's one thing if the 8 ball is on the rail, then you can go ahead and lag it, but this is much more difficult when it's on the cushion. Good shot. So one thing about these 9s, they have a way of fixing situations.
Yes,
Don't
they do.
shooting their way out of it. And he made the statement,
Yep.
like we said, how important that first break is, or any break, when you have players of this caliber.
Well, great start for Sam Gilmer. Leads 10-0 after the first rack, and he will have the break when we return in just a moment.
And welcome back to the Pool Dog Arena here at the Westgate Hotel and Casino. We've made a quick switch here in the booth. We're lucky again to have Double J come back into the booth. Glad to have you with us again, Jeremy.
Thank you, Evan. I don't think anyone's ever associated me with quick, but we'll take it.
Might as well. All right, came up dry there on the break. After a quick break and run in the last rack, it's going to bring Fahad Alrawi back to the table.
Yeah, I've known Fahad maybe 7-8 years now or so. Both of us reside in the Dallas area. Been a good player for some time and loves to compete. There's a whole crew of guys that play about the same speed that are always competing, and a lot of tournaments there in the Dallas area. And of course, Dallas, huge metroplex.
Always been a hotbed for pool in that area.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm originally from Houston, of course, but been in that area 15 years, and both those cities are big for pool. But I've actually known his opponent. I think I've known Sam. I have to check his age now, but I think I met him when he was around, 10 years old or maybe 12 years old. His dad was a pool room owner in Starkville, Mississippi, and a guy that you would like to go play when you were on the road kind of thing.
Right.
And I was there to play his dad some and met Sam at a young age. That was 1992.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Really aging both of you now, aren't you?
Yeah.
All right, this should be a hit and stick, I would think. Freeze it on that 3-ball, sending the 2 to the other side of the table. It went down to the rail instead, but this way. Well, that wasn't perfect. You have to remember, jump cues are allowed in Masters. I mean, oh, no, they're not. I'm thinking that we're playing Masters. They are not. I take that back.
Yeah, it should be a 2-rail escape off the right side rail to the top cushion.
Yeah, the 7 has the kick shot to the top rail blocked. Once you get a full hit here, sending the 2-ball down to the other side of the table with all the blockers. That'll work too.
Yes.
Nice comeback.
And cue ball's going to be near the cushion. Of course, a cuttable ball, but anytime you're near the cushion and pretty much maximum distance on this 7-footer is what Sam has here. So nothing easy. And the safety's very difficult also.
Mm-hmm.
May go for this one. I think it's as good as anything else, really. Cue ball will send down the...
Well, the beauty is if you try to cut this in and you hit a little bit hair too thick, the cue ball will head down towards this part of the table here. It could end up with a snooker if you were to miss it. Overcut it.
Overcut it.
Yeah.
Gonna kind of congest the 3 up a little bit. I don't know if there's a kiss shot maybe on the 3-9 to end this rack and get Fahad to the breaking end.
All right, is that 9 makeable here?
I think they're both makeable, yeah.
Yeah.
I think with a little, he might need a little right spin on the cue ball to make the 9. Could feather it off the 8 maybe. I think going for the cut shot's okay, though, on the 3, and then you have the 4 near.
Yeah, you should definitely be able to get some kind of a clear shot on the 4. So well, there's always the 2-way shot. We're making it 3, and this looks very makeable right now for Fahad. Got a little more angle, obviously. He wanted on this 4, but that shouldn't be a problem. He could always go 1 cushion across and play the 5 in the same pocket.
He might play the bank. He's playing the cut or the safety, one of the two.
Well, he played a safety. Must have been a little more severe than it looked from here.
Yeah, I think the cut was pretty severe, but I thought he might entertain the bank. It did go by the 9. Now here you'd like to kick 2 rails and come across the 4, kind of send the 4 towards the 9 as the cue ball would escape up table. And this one here, since the 9's there, you know your speed doesn't have to be perfect to get the separation. The 9 may hold the 4.
Table is going to slide, which both of these players, I'm sure, are aware of. Those of you who have been tuning in all these days that we've been doing these events, the first 2-3 events that we did, 2-3 days, the table was sliding a lot more than it is today. It still does a little bit more than in the other room, but the more play the cloth gets on it, the less it's going to
slide it. Yeah. And I think if we weren't in Vegas, you would see even more breaking in, but the dry conditions keeps it a little more pristine. Nice kiss shot on the 8, definitely intended. Held position on the 4 nicely.
Playing on this gorgeous white diamond table made exclusively for us here at the championship. We've been playing on the black diamond all throughout the week in the tournament rooms. Table's been playing great, and it's really been a great thing too, because the fact that APA changed from carpeting to the hardwood floors. The table has not rolled off a millimeter. And in the past, you know, with the carpet on carpet, the TV carpet on top of the regular carpet, the table would settle in a little bit. They would get it perfect, but just by
just sheer nature, as you might say,
settling
in.
True.
You know.
No, 100%. But it's been playing flawlessly.
Yeah, the other tournaments, we have to tweak them every day, the first few days while they're settling in. So, all right, perfect position here on the 9.
Fahad looks very calm, collected. They both do.
And they both exchanged 10 points apiece in the
they
first
sure
2
did.
racks.
All right, saga continues here. We're going to be back just a moment after this break. And we are back. Action continues. Score is tied 10-10. Although Fahad, who is at the table, needs to get to 65 to Sam Gilmer's 75. So he is technically ahead by 10. As far as the final race, we're going to see here a great, fantastic break to start out with. A little tricky to get on this too, though.
Yeah, I wonder if you may entertain the 268, really.
Yeah.
Just because the 8's so hanging so much, you don't have to hit the 6 that purely to make the 8, really, with the 2 ball. So.
And being on the rail right now, trying to jack up and draw the cue ball back, you're flirting with the side pocket big time.
And makes the 1 missable, I think, also.
Very much so. Oh, we hit that a little firm. Overcut it a little bit, so he's going to have to be faced with a tougher combo than he wanted.
Yeah, this is where you may say to yourself, the percentages aren't on my side, but not an easy safety. He could maybe try to cross corner the 2 ball. Again, though, you can hit the 6 a lot of ways and make the 8, so.
Well, I think as long as you hit the 6 ball on the left side so you can hit it into the rail if you need to. You hit the opposite side of it, all right? Kind of got away with it.
Oh, didn't leave anything
Not easy.
No.
I mean, he could possibly have a bank shot here on the 5 and go into either directly on it, make the 2 ball off the 5 in the side pocket.
I think he cuts at this. I think with the open table, I mean, hard luck to really scratch the 5s over the side. So
Looked like a more severe cut to me, but that was right on. And a beautiful shot, too.
Yeah, Sam's been a good player for a very long time and grew up around the game. Like I talked about earlier, his dad was a player. Had some different spells to where he kind of took some time off. Of course, a family guy as well. Owns that pool room that his dad had there in Starkville, home of Mississippi State University.
So many amazing talents that all of a sudden you get to a certain age and life sets in.
Yeah.
You get a family and you go, okay, do I want to be on the road as much? Do I want to, am I making enough to support my family here? And so a lot of players will take a break and then you see them come back to play again, whether it's league or it's pro tour or whatever. But, I think that's pretty common. That
Yeah, absolutely.
it's a hard living.
Yeah, it's funny as a player. Yeah, it's not easy, of course, but it's made a great living in so many ways for so many different people. I think whether it be leagues or operators, pool room owners, merchandise, and along with all them fans. Now, does he try to cut this, or does he play the 7 into the rail? That's what he's looking at now.
He's looked at both. Let's see what he decided.
I like the latter
Yeah,
one.
he's going into the rail. Yeah, where is he? Standing back up. He's going, okay.
Well, he's gotten the cue ball up high enough to where he could kind of cut this and spin it kind of with right English back at the 9.
I think it's a 50-50 choice, whatever he's comfortable with here. Yeah, went to rail first. Nice shot.
Yeah, nice cut on the 2 to get that run started.
We are going to come back here in a minute as soon as we get a message from our sponsors. Welcome back to the Westgate Hotel and Casino for the 2025 Pool Players Championship. This is our final match. We've had, I believe, altogether 15 matches that were decided, 15 champions. And this is the Black Tier, skill level 8 and 9. If you just joined us, and that was Sam Gilmer breaking the balls, 16 points for him. Fahad Alrawi, sorry, that was Fahad Alrawi. He is at 13, and he's stepping to the table here. Open table.
Yeah, and Sam, who opened with a break and run, has had 2 dry breaks since.
That hurts big time.
Yes, it does. And especially surrendering a shot on both. Got a little on top of his work, but close enough to it. A lot of times you can kill the cue ball easily because you're close. Main thing is just don't take your eye off the make on the 3. I think it does go by the 4.
It's close, but when you have this angle, it's kind of hard to really see it. So you got to take a look at how much pocket you have. Good shot. Off the rail. He wants it off the rail.
Yeah, it's going to get tricky. If he has any angle at all, I may try and stay underneath this. If he catches the 8 here, it could scratch.
Yes, absolutely. It just died right there.
I think he got freed up from the 9. Yes, the overhead shows us. Could get him behind the 7 pretty easily here. Could go for the bank.
If you hit this almost straight on, just a little bit to the left with a ton of left, the 5-ball goes across. And he's got a chance to go one rail behind the 7, but I think he's going. No, yeah, that's what he's doing. All that left, see, that's spinning around, and can't hit it much better than that, Jeremy.
No, that was beautiful touch. And actually, I think he's frozen to the 7. And Sam, of course, a smart player, but just got to make sure, it's easy to overlook a little something, maybe shave the 7 going out. You don't expect it, but.
Yeah, I don't care how smart you are here. This is a tough shot, especially going into the rail this close. That cue ball tends to bend.
I thought he could level out and maybe hit it easy enough to let it open up and get at least the hit on the 5. Now, you can't hit it with a lot of speed, so that's a problem, but didn't think he really needed to curve the cue ball, but maybe he does. That's how well Fahad hit the safety.
Oh, great try. Great try.
He probably tightened that up more than he thought he could.
Mm-hmm. Well, Fahad didn't run out from the break, but it doesn't matter. If you control the table and play some killer safeties, I don't care if you're playing, well, maybe if you're playing Efren Reyes, maybe you may not like it. But other than that, safeties like that, you're going to be the favorite to win this rack. So ball in hand now.
When you play a chip safety, like you put the cue ball, object ball on the end rail, and then you go back up table to try and get a snooker. You know how pretty common shot, right? Nick Varner would talk about Efren, and he said if it comes to crunch time, he said don't try to snooker him. He said try and leave him a little edge of that ball. He's liable to dog it more often having an edge than going to the kick shot. So. And I had to ask. I was like, "Are you serious?" He said, "Yeah, I'm serious." I was like, "Okay."
I can just hear his laugh too, like.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's true.
Old Nick Bird dog.
Met Efren Reyes 1984 for the first time. That was the year he came to Houston.
Yeah, at Reds.
And it went by the
Cesar Morales.
By the name Cesar Morales, coming over here and trying to make.
They thought he was Hispanic from
money.
San Antonio.
Yeah,
so.
Nobody knew who it was.
Well, the funniest part about that story, and I know a lot about it just because I'm only about 15 minutes from there is where I'm from. And before the semifinal, I think it was, he went up to Red Walling, who owned Reds, and said, "Mr. Walling, I need to tell you something." He said, "I'm worried about getting paid here. I want to tell you what my real name is." And and so from there, that's when it all kind of opened up, the Efren Reyes saga here in America and all over the world. But a nice shot off the end rail there, put it in with a little authority. So Fahad maybe loosening up with a little lead.
Sure did. That's going to bring Fahad to 23 versus 16 for Sam. And we're going to take just a quick break while they rack the balls here, and we'll be back in a sec. And we are back in the Pool Dog Arena here for the continuation of this final championship of the 2025 Pool Players Championship. Fahad Alrawi is breaking, and nothing on the break. Kind of a mess down here, though, to identify right off the bat. Sam Gilmer is going to have to start with a combination if he goes offensively. But then what?
Well, we'll see what angle the combination leaves you on the one. But just to get some kind of control. I think Sam's pretty happy to get out of the chair no matter the situation. He's gained a nice angle here, a little over the 6, but now he can track the cue ball towards that 2. Now here I'd like to hit just a little before the side with the cue ball on the side cushion. You might bump the 5 a hair and continue past the 2.
Yeah, I'd rather do that than go straight into them.
Yeah,
Just like that.
Yeah, just
and
like
look
that.
at that, how that developed beautifully.
Yeah, and as a pool player, you just kind of feel those angles a little bit, even though it looks a little far-fetched to think that can, be predicted by a player. But it's amazing when you put that time in, those little things show up.
Yeah, and I mean, the players at this level will also look at not just breaking the balls open, but which part of which ball am I going to hit, and then actually will know this ball should go this way. I should be able to get a shot versus hitting the opposite side. You could end up getting snookered. So.
Yeah, notice there he cheated the pocket to avoid the 8 with the cue ball. So both players very on top of everything here in this final match. Yeah.
I would just follow this, just follow it down, come back up again. He does have enough of an angle. I don't think he's going to go into the 9 here.
I think it's close. I think the angle they showed us from the front racking end maybe showed us that the 9 is a little bit of a threat. See this angle here?
Yeah, no, I see it.
So I think a smart play here.
Beautiful, right between the 5 and 8.
All right, he's got 6 points here available to get back on a lead as far as the points, not with the handicap so much. This has got to go to make things natural. But he's got a 3-rail angle that should be okay.
Automatic 3-railer here, just speed.
Yeah, now don't end up short too much anyways. That way you don't involve the 9 when you're shooting the 7. I know the 8's near, but you still don't want to have to go into that ball. I think a straight high ball, he avoids everything, comes around.
Yeah.
It's got to go a little bit.
It just died on a little bit off that rail with that all that high he put on.
Yeah, I thought he'd add a little more side spin than the high, but now a little short on that 7, so he's got to contend with the 9. Whew, this is a little dicey.
Well, he should be fine if making the ball as long as he doesn't. Yeah,
nice
hit
double
it too
kiss.
Firm, yeah.
And what he's thinking about here is, I don't really want to have to elevate. I don't want to have to slow roll it. Is there another option? Maybe come across off this angle?
Yeah, he's coming across. Again, we spoke of it before. Most top players would do anything besides slow rolling a ball if it's avoidable. You'd rather hit it with some authority. And he parked that cue ball perfectly.
And produced one heck of an out there.
All right. We will be back in just a second here at Bulldog Arena. Don't go anywhere.
Hey, listen, I know that you don't play pool, but my league team is looking for someone tonight who's never played, so you're coming with.
Hey. Hey, how you doing?
right, you did it. We're going to Vegas.
No way. He did it. He did it. Holy smokes. What a shot.
The 2 defeats the 9. David has beaten Goliath.
All right. We had a quick player timeout there. A little break. So we are back. This is Sam Gilmer at the table, who has taken a points lead. 26-23. He's going to be breaking. We'll see if he can make a ball on the break here. He has not had much luck pocketing a ball on the break, but he did that time for sure.
Yeah, and I can't recall. I think he changed break position a
Yes,
little
he
bit.
did, which is what you need to do if it
Yeah,
doesn't
yeah,
work.
yeah. You can't be stubborn, really. I mean, you play on different tables. Of course, the racking is different sometimes, and you know, some people say, "Well, this is what got me here, this space." But I think at times, though, you overlook that and or disregard that and say, "Hey, I got to make a change."
And every table breaks differently.
Yeah, it seems like it. Oh, big
wow.
one ball
Jumped
there.
up a little bit there, didn't he? That was the first time I saw a little bit of kind of oops in his shooting. I mean, it just, you know, that little jump up will always get you.
Yeah, and Sam is not a slow player by any means, but he's not a fast player. And compared to what he's done so far in this match, maybe got down on that ball a little quicker than some of the other ones. Tough position on the 2 here. If you could draw into the 5 or the 3.
It's really tough because the 2 isn't on the table.
I'm sorry, the 3 is what I was thinking
yeah,
of. Yeah,
yes.
Can he hold? Oh, is this going to get there?
Tried it. No. Tried it. Yeah, no. So 2 little bit careless shots there on a very makeable 1 ball from both players.
Yeah, Sam didn't expect to get back out of the chair that quickly. Okay, can handle pretty much anything on the 4 because the 5 does play on the side. If he had to draw back, it plays in the corner as well. So
he has enough of an angle here to do pretty much whatever he wants to. As far as getting position, I would think he's going to draw it up the other side. He can just roll up in between the 9 and the 5 if he wants to. Come out about here. Oh, he doesn't want to be there, though.
yeah, he's definitely over the ball, and not only pocketing the 5 becomes probably 3 or 4 times harder, but now position on the the position on the 6 becomes super tricky.
That 7 is huge right there.
Yeah, if he tries to go back and forth, I think it's very missable. Oh, good stroke, though.
Good stroke. Well, 50-yard line.
Yeah, this is where the slick table can help you, though, also, where you can really draw this ball and beat the scratch in the side.
Good point.
And doesn't have to hit the 6 absolutely perfect to this pocket, but the key here is don't overhit it. Give the draw time to kind of react a little bit. Oh, yeah. Did overcut the 6 to the pocket a little bit, though. That had a little play in the scratch.
And that one has to have kind of like a suction kind of draw. You know what I mean? Like that smooth and let it take.
Yeah, you got to kind of pinch it a little bit.
And
Yeah.
that kind of went just straight into the, followed the tangent line right in.
Yeah, it just doesn't. You got to give it time to react. The draw right there, and maybe a little nerve setting in. But 32 to 26, 75 and 65 are the handicaps.
Going to get this next rack together, and in the meantime, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back again with some more action.
See if Jonathan can make some magic happen somehow.
Well, she made it. She made it. And there's an unbelievable chance here for a team that was downhill 0. Never over till it's over, people.
True.
What a comeback by these two. Holy moly, people. And if you just joined us, I'm Ava Lawrence, and I am here with Jeremy Jones, who has been joining us on and off this whole week, and I really appreciate you being here, JJ.
Yeah, appreciate y'all having me. And now the break's turned around for both players. Fahad had a dry break in this match as well, but now this one sets up pretty nice, at least for the first couple balls. Got 3 down on the break.
There's not much to do about where the 5, 7, 8 is right this minute. So 4 to the 5 is going to be an interesting, or if he can even make the 4. That was an oops. Do you thin this now and go for the 9?
Possibly. You could kind of chop the 4 a little bit and come across at the 9.
Because that 5 is still an issue down there.
Yeah.
The best you're going to do is leave. I mean, the worst you're going to do is leave a bank. Obviously, you could send the cue ball here with if it's possible, with some spin and come down. But hitting this here and straight up for this 9 ball, leaving the 4 right here, is not the worst decision. I would definitely do that. Oh no. He left the bank. Obviously, the cue baller has to go away from the 5 now, so making the bank is not going to help you much as far as running this table.
Might do something like you said, though. Could chop the 4 and leave it kind of out in front of that 7, 8, and 5 to where there's not much there, and kind of play the cue ball towards the 9. You don't want the 4 to go all the way up table, though. Then the safety's pretty easy.
Right.
Trying to jam this in.
Oh, he's playing it. Try to get in there with that mess. Let's see how that turned out. Well, I think the 7 ball is now makeable. Tough combination with this angle where he's coming from, but to judge it.
I might play it into the rail and go into the 8 a little bit and kind of split the 7, 8 and make the 7 that way. I think on the friendly pockets it'll work.
Oh, like a billiard, like a little. Yeah.
Kind of hit the 4 a little more straight on.
A little tougher to be able to get position, though. You could easily get snookered by doing that. You get stuck there, and 4 ball goes on the other side of the 5. I think he's going to go ahead with the combo.
As long as he doesn't catch the 8 too much, he can sliver the 8 and still make the 7. Yeah.
Well, how about this for safety?
This is going to be okay.
Little backup plan there, huh?
Yeah.
And
very,
now,
very good one also.
Yeah, you're kidding. No kidding.
The 5, 7, 8 combination is very playable.
Mm-hmm.
So it wouldn't be a 4-9 combo for Fahad if he got ball in hand. This is a tough hit. May see some type of Z shot back and forth.
I've always said that accidental safeties are almost always better than your intentional ones. It's a effort shot. Oh, just clipped that 9-ball.
Yeah, and here again, the 5-7-8's not hard, so I probably try to get all of these if I'm Fahad with ball in hand. And you can't argue either way, really, but
No, I mean, the way it was laying before, it was tougher, but now it's developed into a pretty good situation. So, no, he doesn't like it. He's going to take the 2 points and the break, the ever important break. So we have a tied ball game here, 32-32. And this action will continue here in just a moment. And we are back. This is Fahad Alrawi about to break. Score is tied 32-32 with a 10-point differentiation in race. He's actually ahead by 10. And a dry break here is going to bring Sam Gilmer to the table.
yeah, I'm a little bit Jekyll and Hyde here with the break. It's been really good or a dry break.
Yeah,
Nothing in
for
between.
both players.
Yeah. I don't think he can do much here besides just try and get into this and draw, maybe draw into the 6, maybe get something to open up for the 2. Going forward is very dangerous. The 8's there, the corner for a scratch, all kinds of balls to get snookered, so should cue down on this. He's kind of stunning a little. Okay.
And right between them. Beautiful. Anytime the table is open, if you can avoid going into the balls, has a great chance of messing up a pretty table where you have a run out. So a game that really helps with this, you guys are, whether it's 8-ball or 9-ball, it's a game of straight pool. Just learning how to kind of pick balls off, not to touch anything that's open until you desire to break up a cluster or something like that. But it's a very good game as far as learning patterns.
Oh, I think it builds you mentally too. I wish we had played it in the South. I didn't start playing it till way later.
Yeah.
And boy, it was a frustrating game at first, but it really does build your skills, I think, physically and mentally.
So many different parts of it's what I grew up on, and just learning, learning the patterns, the correct shot, and like you said, the stamina too, because you can never let up. You're shooting shot after shot. If you're running, 50, 100 balls, that concentration has to stay, constant.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So,
yeah, it builds you in a lot of ways. Nice shot there on the kiss shot and kind of holding the 4 for a doable pocket.
uh-oh. Trouble.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, Sam did get a point lead, even though behind with the 10 points he's giving up in that 75-65 race. Couldn't really afford that one too much, that scratch. Now, I always like following into this position versus drawing myself, but just because you rarely miss your mark, I think, when you follow it.
Right.
Still should be okay.
All right. Fahad makes that last ball, and he's going to have the break when we come back from our break. Don't go anywhere. You see almost the entirety of the Bulldog Arena and the surrounding fans that have been here and watching pretty much all of our 15 championships that we have crowned this week. Referee Kevin has racked the beautiful Eleventh balls here, and they're going to be oh wow. That might be our first scratch on the break, I believe.
Yeah, we've had some dry breaks, and we've had some with 2 or 3 balls down, but I think that is our first dry break. Now, a decision, an easy 3-9 combination that gets you 2 additional points after the 1, but ball at hand, do you feel like you might just run the table? It looks like he's just going to settle for the 3 points here in this rack. And I get it.
Mm-hmm.
5's a little difficult.
All right. So far, so good. All right, Sam Gilmer back to the table again after that quick rack, the 3-9 combination. It's going to just take a quick look at the rack. Sometimes the ball, it might move after the rack is completed and set up. Referee's going to just re-rack them. And you're heading over to the UK tonight, right?
Tomorrow night, yeah.
Tomorrow night.
Yep, for the UK Open, it's about an hour and a half, 2 hours from London in Telford.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, should be a great event. There's a big payouts, $985,690 total.
Not too shabby for an amateur event,
No,
I have to say.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Wish we had that in the pro events.
Yeah, next year to get to that 7-figure mark maybe.
All right.
Oh,
wow.
back to back.
We saw Fahad scratch on the break, and now it was Sam's turn. Balls broke up nicely, but unfortunately he has to take a seat and give it up to Fahad.
And Sam knows he's getting towards that part of the match. He can't afford to really trade points with his opponent, Fahad.
But you know how it is with, your skill level 8s and 9s, that all of a sudden one of them catches lightning and, makes a ball on the break, and all of a sudden 20 points go like that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, you have a system like this that sometimes you wouldn't think situations would come up to really have to make a decision, but like that combination that Sam took in the last rack, I mean, it was position on the 3 if he wanted it. It wasn't easy to get that position, but to try and get out and get more points maybe. But I think he felt like my break's got to improve. I need that to get better anyways for me to win this match.
Right.
So why not take the guaranteed
Take
combo?
the quick couple points,
and get to the breaking end of things.
All right, he's left a big opening here for Fahad
And he looks
to
pretty
grab this rack.
perfect here. Natural angle to just kind of do what he wants, really. He can kind of roll off the ball with spin. He can kind of draw down a little bit. He can kind of lightly stun, just however he wants to get on the 6. He just used a little side spin.
Well, this would, if he runs these 3, that would put Fahad within 20 points of what he needs to get to. So he'll be 19 points away from grabbing this title.
Yeah, and this is a choice, really. On slick table, a lot of times I like to just draw this ball over rather than going forward, but really preference. You can handle the 9 from a little distance.
I like hitting center ball here, just kind of stunning it down like that. That's, instead of the rolling the one, I kind of like that one.
Yeah.
Everybody's got their own way of getting there. And when you have the luxury of no other ball on the table, you got your options.
That's right.
All right. Taking a lead here, Fahad Alrawi is ahead 46-39 in a 65-75 race. And we're going to get the table reset for you here, and we'll be back in just a second.
Hey, listen, I know that you don't play pool, but my league team is looking for someone tonight who's never played, so you're coming with.
Hey, how you doing?
I can't believe it. You did it. We're going to Vegas.
No way. He did it. He did it. Holy smokes. What a shot.
The 2 defeats the 9. David has beaten Goliath. See if Jonathan can make some magic happen somehow.
Well, she made it. She made it. And there's an unbelievable chance here for a team that was downhill 0. Never over till it's over, people.
True.
What a comeback by these two. Holy moly, people. All right, we're back here in Pool Dog Arena there after another player break. Match is running long, obviously, so they both needed a break. And then if you have been here at the Westgate, you know it's a bit of a walk to even get to a restroom when you're in a casino this size. So we apologize for the delay, but we are back. And Fahad Alrawi has a shot on this one ball. I believe. I think he can slice it, right?
I think the 4's got him just barely. I mean, it's close. Actually, and he's showing us it's close because he's down having a mean look at it. Definitely play a rail first of some sort. Can he get behind it enough to kick it away?
I don't think so. I think it's too
tight, huh?
Too tight, I believe.
To
it's
the
too
rail,
tight.
yeah. He's hitting kind of lowish with a little spin. And the cue ball was always going to come away.
Always. All right. Big break now that he needed. Sam Gilmer is coming to the table. He's gotten behind in this match. And it's his first opportunity at an open table here for a while. There's some funky things happen. Some scratch on the break and this, that.
Yeah, that scratch when he shot the 6 and came across. Or was it the 4 and came across maybe? But
Uh-oh. Careless.
And he's barely held for a piece of the 2. I'm not sure exactly how much.
I believe he can make it in the corner. And it'll be perfect. He can just freely shoot at this because the cue ball should stop on the 4.
He kind of needs to roll it though, right?
Yeah.
That way he holds the cue ball somewhat. We'll know as soon as he hits it.
4 ball.
It looks all right.
Right there. Did he make it though?
Oh.
Wow. And that would have solved everything. A little bit fortunate, but I do believe that there's a rail first shot here for Fahad. He can just hit the side cushion. Now it's just a judgment how much of the 2 to hit to get position on the 3. And that worked out pretty sweet. Yeah, there's been a few unexpected, I think, errors,
Mm-hmm.
unforced errors on Sam's part. Speaking of,
I kind of feel with Fahad on a couple shots, the table, he hasn't gotten used to the table completely, like, used to the outer tables a bit more.
mm-hmm.
Obviously playing all their matches there prior to this one. He's looking to kick to the side cushion where he's standing and maybe influence the cue ball with a little side spin to get at this 4.
touchy shot here. I mean, you have a chance to make the 4 that way, but you have an easier time, I think, kicking. I don't know. I kind of like kicking down here, I think. If he can get it past the 8.
Yeah, that's the best kick shot overall, I think.
You mean this way here?
Yeah,
definitely.
to the top cushion, yeah. You're kind of kicking a little bit towards congestion, which is always good. The 9 might help you.
There. 4 could go on the side. I mean, if you hit it with some speed, a lot of good things can happen here. But alas, they did not.
He's left it awkward, though. He's going to have to really work the cue ball if he attacks. It is there to come 3 rails around the 8, though.
Yep. Just about making this 4.
Yeah, there's no real scratch on offer that I see.
It's a funky angle, though, isn't it?
It's a little bit, yeah. I think you get past the side. Now, this one, he does need a little right spin to help the cue ball carry all the way around, but I think he's supposed to shoot at this.
Yeah, definitely, I think.
Just needs a little
Even if you graze the 8 a little bit, it might come down this way towards the 5.
Yeah, like
and it
that.
did, just like that.
And that'll do. I mean, he's close enough quarters. Pocketing the 5 shouldn't be an issue. What happens to these players, even these top players, when you get on that slick table you're not used to a little bit, of course the pocket plays a little friendlier, but then it becomes a mind game where the cue ball's going. So now occasionally you'll miss a ball you don't expect because of it.
But I think both of them have adjusted to this table now. He doesn't mind if that goes into as a bonus ball and position on the 8. I always say it's the person that does not whine, is the person that adjusts the fastest and accepts the conditions. That's your winner.
Yep.
All right. A little run here for Sam Gilmer, tightening this match up a little bit, and he's going to have the break when we come back. Looks like the same ball as before. It's off just a little bit. As any of you know, the main thing is those top 3 balls being tight.
Mm-hmm.
The back 3, a lot of people get worried about the back 3 being loose, but that's usually a good thing, because that means the 9 can get some action. So
yeah, you just want what that cue ball's connecting to, really, those front 3. So now what I like that I saw is he kind of changed the speed a little bit, had a little pop on there, and I think Fahad did the same, and and both were a little more successful.
All right, here we go. 19 points needed, so if this is a couple of break and runs here, could be worth $10,000 for Sam Gilmer. He needs to make sure he keeps that cue ball on the table to start.
19 or 25, I think, for
Oh, is
Sam.
it 25?
Yeah, 25.
Oh, that's
yeah.
that's 75.
16 for Fahad. So,
Fahad.
well, this is the start he needed.
Wow. Yeah, my math was never my strength. I was busy playing pool and I didn't have time for all that in school.
Yeah, I understand. It's funny, though. It's like with the math thing, of course, there's a lot of great ladies that are great at math, but I don't know why, but guys seem to attach to the math, it seems like. At least that's how it was in my family, 3 girls, 3 boys, and the guys seem to be better at the math than the ladies. But
Yeah, and more interested, too. It's
Yeah.
like, and I've never been big on rules. So all math is rules, so
right.
yeah.
Yeah,
Do the
well, me and my
creative
wife,
stuff.
I'll let her see the bill because I can't see those small numbers anymore, but then I do the math for the tip.
Oh,
But
really?
We work as a good team like that, yeah. All right, wants to hit this kind of thin. That way the cue ball moves upward a little
Does it
bit.
go around? Oh,
Yeah.
that was textbook right there. Got some love from the crowd. Well earned.
Yeah, it's a great look. The 5 does squeeze by, but it's the type of shot you would like to be real straight on it, shooting it. And he's gotten really nice here. That's the kind of close quarters you want on one that barely goes by.
Yeah, 100%. Just a nice smooth draw shot here. It doesn't really matter where he gets, what angle he gets on this 6 ball. He doesn't want to go too far, that's for sure, because then you have to kind of come down table, but it doesn't really matter. He's made the key shot already. If he can pocket this, would be the last obstacle.
Yeah, trying to put a little steam together, a little something together heading into what will certainly be the ending of this match here shortly, but no matter who wins it. Go by the 9 here with a little right spin.
Like I was saying, one of these guys really catch fire and the break cooperates. That could be 20, 30 points in a heartbeat. Just don't want to let up and get careless and sloppy. All right. Sam Gilmer gets ever closer. He's now within 19 points.
That's right. Got all 10 of
The
those.
win. That's what I said earlier. I just jumped ahead.
Yeah,
I guess I
seeing
saw
the
something
future.
coming. All right, we're going to be right back after this. And we are now back in Las Vegas. We're glad you're with us. I'm Ava Lawrence. I'm here with Double J, Jeremy Jones. We've been having a blast here. Once in a while, we'll let Jason Bowman come in to visit. You'll see looking at the Pool Dog Arena here. A beautiful white diamond table that we've been treated to. I want to thank all our sponsors, Diamond, Aramith, Bulldog, Action, and now Kamui Tips have joined. We're very appreciative of all of them. Now, oh. Is
Got
that one going to
down.
stop? It stopped.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Well, like I said, you never know when they catch that lightning in a bottle. All of a sudden, boom, boom, boom.
Yeah, and it's weird, when you're playing tournament pool, we'd all like to hit that gear that we all know we can hit, right?
Yes.
But don't ever try to do it. Just let it come to you a little bit.
know
You
what?
know what I
That's
mean?
a
Let it
great
develop,
point. I agree.
So, yeah.
Trying to force getting into the zone or it can't happen.
Yeah.
Just be present.
Yeah, it's almost like why we can't just flip a switch and do it because it's that hard to get into or it's that not obvious, let's say.
Oh, wow. That was a little unexpected, and not only that, but it's looking pretty good right here for a run out. I'm not sure that 2-ball goes by the 5. It does not, so you'd have to come down here and just shoot the 2 in the side pocket.
Yeah, it needs to go a little bit to make things comfortable, but the 3-4 combination's not bad. So I like him drawing between the 3-5 here. Could roll into the 5 as well.
Yeah, I think you're taking a little more, maybe a chance. I don't know. We'll see what he decides. Yeah, he's going into the 5. And we had, for those of you who tuned in to our last match in the gray tier, went down to the one ball. It was one of the more exciting matches we have done in a while. The one before that was very exciting. So, I mean, you never know. This one's heading to the same kind of nerve-wracking ending, I think.
Yeah, and it was a great 4-ball run to end that last match. Uh-oh.
He didn't do it. Oh, wow.
Yeah, he wanted to get away from the 8, but just overcooked it a bit.
Sure did. And his number is 65, being at 52 now. This is 6 points on the table and the break. He could have finished it, and he knows it, and he just kind of shook his head there.
Yeah. This is one you can afford a little top English because the cue ball may spread and get to the second cushion and make the 3. We'll see what his line looks like.
Oh, he wants to go into the side cushion here. And he did, but way past it. All right. Sam Gilmer taking a sigh of relief there.
Yeah, it was the one ball, if we remember, on the side that he missed that didn't cost him because Fahad missed the one right behind him.
Yes.
And then the one ball there, little tougher but very doable for Sam and didn't cost him a whole lot of points, just a few.
All right. Important not to get sloppy here. Really pick your spot where you want to be. It's easy to all of a sudden look up and you're on the rail and straight in and can't get down to the 8. I mean, you've got to really decide what you want to do here, which angle and what kind of attack you're taking on this 6-ball.
Just get past the 9 a little bit. Yeah, try and hold the angle as much as possible.
And he's going to be straight in.
Yeah, he's got a big stroke, though, so draw on the cue ball. The thing is, anytime you have to get into the ball with more speed, your margin for error is a lot less, rather. And I don't think he'll miss the ball, obviously. Oh, he's going forward, so watch out. This doesn't want to move as much as he thinks it does.
No, but he had a lot of spin on it that brought it around. Did it bring it around too much? Never a doubt.
No. And it's going to, I'll tell you what, it's sizing up to what you talked about a moment ago. It's going to come down to a very close ending no matter what, but could be as close as it gets, like we saw in the gray tier.
All right. More exciting matches here. I can't even imagine the excitement between the last 2 matches and this one. And there's more to come before this is finished. And what a treat this match is. After following some other exciting ones, we are now down to a 12-13 race. So both of these players, regardless of what happens, has to go into at least one more rack. Cannot be decided in this. Only 10 balls on the table. Sam needs 12. Is he going to get one on the break? 3 ball? No, wrong spin. All right, big opening here for Fahad. I'm sure he was holding his breath, hoping nothing was going to go in.
Yeah, you always try to watch 10 balls moving around at once when your opponent's breaking the balls with only 2 eyes. Hard to do, but somehow get it done as a pool player. All right, he's obviously going into the 6, so you may put a hair more speed trying to make sure you don't land on the rail with the cue ball, but he's going with a bit of a high ball.
2 ball being right in the open, no matter
Watch
what.
out,
Oh,
6.
6 balls came all the way around. Killer. You can see there, he can see a piece of it.
Now, this is the type of shot you may jump, even with the full cue. With the full cue,
Full cue jump, so you can control it more than with the jump cue.
Yeah, it's just a sliver. Oh, he curved it.
Huh. Okay.
All right, so that 10-point differential and the race is right there at 63-53. So first one to a dozen more points wins this match.
This is pretty much the key shot in this rack. There's making this 2 ball. Once that 2 ball is made, now it's all about playing good patterns, playing steady. It's going to get naturally across the table here for the 4.
Yeah, just open it up with a little left
Avoid
spin.
that 6. Oh, he came underneath it.
Yeah, he just caught the 3 a little thick to the pocket is what happened, and then the slick table kind of hugged on him because of it. It's not like your broken table where you can just kind of spin the ball and grip it around how you want, really.
No, you gotta adjust to it, but that was... We're going to see. Do you think he'll go for the bank shot here?
I think he's supposed to.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a pretty big pocket from here. I mean...
The only other, see on the overhead, the only one other thing I can think is if he can hit this coming back here and try to go down this way and leave the 4 up here.
I think he'll be successful if he does that. Safety, I think that's the one he sees, but
I would go for it here, but then again, it's close to the end. Here we go. Enough speed?
yeah, that's
oh,
nice.
Baby. Nice shot. There you see it. Sam is now in a position where it's 10 points away from the win.
Yeah, this is actually, hard ball not to hit for these players, actually. 2 rails. It sits with a really big ball off the second cushion.
Yeah. He avoided the scratch, and I thought the 4 was going to go in the side off the 5 ball.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, he hasn't left anything easy. The 4 is playable, but straight with no angle, cue ball near the rail, and the 5 doesn't pass the 6. It's not the type of shot you want to get kind of, and roll this in the side thinking it's easy. That's a missable ball. So I think he just, he's going to jack up and try and draw it. Big shot.
Is he going to get behind that 6 ball?
I don't think so.
No, there's a bank in the side right here if he goes for it. No, went for the safe. Is it gonna get right under that 7? No, just came out just a hair.
Yeah, and I think the cut is available.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's really close going by the 6. I'm kind of right down the line, but I think it is a pocketable ball. Could bank the 4 down also, trying to hold behind the 5-6, but that's just as difficult, I think.
That's hard. Yeah. If it's available to make, I would definitely go for it. 50-50 degree of difficulty. Nice shot. 5's kind of developed beautifully right there.
Yeah, and real smart, just kind of disregard what the cue ball is going to do, really put the onus on pocketing that 4 ball and take your chances.
All right, still a bit of work to do here. Really decide, I like the way he walks around the table, really decide where you want to be on the 6, because 6 to 7 is going to be the key shot here.
Yeah, I'm surprised he didn't come more straight
Me
down
too.
the table to hold that angle.
Right.
Yeah.
This is much tougher than if the cue ball was about a foot in towards the center of the table. You could just take the
Yeah.
natural 3 railer and come down.
Watch out for the corner.
Straight
He's
back.
coming at 2 rails. Oh,
That's
he got a lot
beautiful.
of juice on
Oh,
that.
baby. Nice shot, Mr. Gilmer. Under the pressure, he can start smelling it now.
Well, I think he can also smell Fahad right behind him, so no time to let up. And he's a little behind the 8 here, so he's got to work the cue ball. Can he come 2 cushions by the left side pocket here, kind of drawing past this right side? This is tricky. This is a little tricky unless you want to accept some distance where he was just putting his hand right there on the 9.
Yeah, you don't have to get too cute. You know what I mean? Even if you end up right here, you got a good shot at the 9 ball.
Oh, that would be ideal to get to there, I think, from here. All right, he's just going to ease it and take the shot, maybe.
Oh, this should be
Should
very
be okay.
makeable. Stopped in time. Just a cut shot here to get within 3 of the championship.
That's right. He's got to address the cue ball a little bit. There are a few little pockets the cue ball wants to go towards naturally.
Oh, God. Never a doubt. Never a doubt.
Yeah, never a doubt is right. And never a doubt we'll be back in just a moment after a word from our sponsors.
Hey, listen, I know that you don't play pool, but my league team is looking for someone tonight who's never played, so you're coming with.
Hey, welcome. Hey, how you doing?
I can't believe it. You did it. We're going to Vegas.
All right, we are back here in the Pool Dog Arena. Sam Gilmer seems to have a hold on this match right now, but very important break. He only needs 3 for the championship. Need to keep that cue ball on the table. Pocket a ball, get control of the table. 7 goes. Oh, cue ball was heading in there, but the 8 had different plans.
Yeah, he got one down, though, and I think he was wanting to watch the cue ball more than anything there, right? So very much a tester here. This is no easy shot. This is one that can get pulled off the rail pretty easily, and I don't think he'll try to do a whole lot with the cue ball. No, needs the 1 and 2 ball to win the title. I think here
you know what? Even though it's going away from the 2, I would help this 1 ball in a little bit with some right.
Yeah,
Makes
with
it a
right
lot
spin.
easier to make the ball.
Well, you might get the 6 there anyways to hold the
Yes,
cue ball. So
right.
watch out for the scratch if he catches the top of the 6. He's ducking.
He's not taking any chances.
I don't blame him.
No, tough shot.
Felt very secure about the safety, and Fahad has made some nice kick shots. He's got to come with his best one now.
Again, shot selection. You got to do, if you don't feel it, look for safety, and he pulled off a good one too.
Well, the hardest discipline in our game is to have a shot and be willing to let your opponent back to the table
Right.
even though you had an offensive shot you could maybe go for. That's one of the hardest things to do. Because to get better, at the game, you want to be aggressive. That's how you naturally get better at the game.
You have to be.
Yeah.
But, okay, we're going to see here. He's going to go 3 rails. 2. Oh, he went 2 rails. Any love?
There's a gap there, maybe. You could see the hand go up from
There's
Fahad.
a jump shot, if nothing else.
I think he's got the edge, and that's all he needs.
You think so?
I think so. I really do. Now it's just the speed he wants to play. Does he come for the 2 in the corner or the 2 in the side? Yeah, you can cheat these sides when the ball's near. So
He's got all different options. Let's see what he does. And how is this?
Is he going to get elevated? No, he's not. So it's the blue 2.
I'm not going to do the commentator curse. I won't say a word here.
I think you're okay. I think you're all right. And so is Sam Gilmer.
And there you have it, the Black Tier 2025 9-ball champion. What a finish. Great, strong match by both players. We're going to go down now and see if Ayana has a chance to grab a hold of Sam and say hi for a minute. Congratulate him.
Congratulations on winning the 2025 9-ball shootout. Tell me, how are you feeling right now?
I feel great.
You feel great. I hear you have a pool room back.
I do, in Starkville, Mississippi. My dad opened it in 90.
Awesome. And, sorry, I just spaced for a second. So how would you describe your shooting? It was a close match. It really was.
Yeah, it was nerve-wracking. He played great. You played real good. He did. He kicked excellent. He played good. It was tough. The atmosphere's tough. The table's bright. It was fun.
How
though.
different is it going from out there to being in here?
Much different.
Much different.
Yeah.
Awesome. Did you have any shout-outs that you wanted to give to anybody on the stream?
Yeah, my kids. Hey, Seeger. Wish you were here. Lindley, you too. Love y'all. Everybody back in Starkville. Thanks for the support.
Awesome. Congratulations again.
Thank you.
I'm going to go ahead and pass this back to Jason and Ava.
All right. Congratulations to our new 9-ball shootout champion from Starkville, Mississippi, Sam Gilmer. He has taken home that $10,000 prize package. Folks, we appreciate you all tuning in for all of this year's coverage of the APA Pool Player Championships. We hope you enjoyed it. I know we enjoyed bringing it to you. And on behalf of Jeremy, Ava, myself, and all the APA, we really appreciate you guys tuning in. And thanks again to our sponsors, PoolDog.com. We'll see you guys in the near future.